Have you ever walked away from a conversation or an encounter feeling unsettled? Not angry, not outright hurt, just a vague sense that something wasn't quite right. Like someone brushed too close to your invisible line, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. That feeling isn't random. It's your intuition quietly nudging you to pay attention. Because here's the truth. People test your boundaries all the time. And the scariest part? It's often so subtle you don't even realize it's happening. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a coworker, a friend, or even a family member. They start small, asking for a little favor when they know you're swamped. Or they tease you about something you've told them in confidence, brushing it off as just a joke. Maybe they ask you for your opinion, but somehow the conversation pivots to why their way is better. These moments might feel insignificant in isolation, but they are not. They are toe dips into the waters of your comfort zone. Quiet experiments to see how much they can get away with. And if you're not careful, if you brush it off, laugh it away, or chalk it up as harmless quirks, they'll push further. Because here's the thing, boundary testing rarely starts as an outright shove. It starts as a nudge, a joke that feels a little too sharp, a favor that feels a little too one-sided, a request that feels a little too urgent. Did you catch that? It's subtle for a reason. People who test your boundaries don't want to alarm you. They want to ease you into the idea of making exceptions for them. Over time, those exceptions pile up. And suddenly, you're saying yes to things you don't want to, tolerating mistreatment you don't deserve, and sacrificing your peace for someone else's comfort. And let me be clear, this isn't always malicious. Sometimes people don't even realize they're testing your boundaries. They are simply following patterns they've learned over time. Patterns of taking until someone says enough. But here's the twist. If you don't notice it, you can't say enough. Now let's talk about how this looks in everyday life so you can start spotting it. The compliment dismissal switch. Someone praises your skills, your intelligence, your kindness, but then almost immediately they follow it with a subtle undercut. You are so good at this. I could never spend that much time on something like that. See what they did there? It's a test. They are seeing if you'll downplay yourself to match their energy. Number 2, the you'll do it right trap. Ever been asked to take on something but realize it wasn't really a question? You're so organized. Would you mind handling this for the group? You are the best at this kind of thing. That's not a compliment. It's a setup. They are seeing if flattery will blur the boundary between your responsibilities and theirs. Number 3, I didn't mean it like that excuse. You see, someone says something that crosses a line, a comment about your weight, your relationship, your choices, and then you push back. They immediately backpedal. I didn't mean it like that. You're being sensitive. Watch out for this one. It's an attempt to gaslight you into doubting your own feelings. So why does this matter? Why am I sitting here telling you all of this? Because unchecked boundary testing doesn't just erode your confidence, it erodes your sense of self. When people constantly push your limits, even in tiny ways, it chips away at your ability to trust your own instincts. And when you lose that, you lose one of the most powerful tools you have, your ability to stand firm in your own worth. But here's the good news. You can stop this cycle. It starts with awareness. It starts with trusting that nagging little voice inside you when something feels off. It starts with giving yourself permission to say no, even if it feels uncomfortable. It starts with recognizing that your boundaries are not optional. They are necessary. And the people who respect them, those are the ones who deserve a seat at your table. So let me leave you with this. The next time someone nudges your boundary, don't brush it off. Don't laugh it away. Pause. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And why? Because the moment you start noticing the subtle ways people test you is the moment you reclaim your power. And trust me, you're worth it. Now, what's your line in the sand? And who's been inching towards it? It's time to make them take a step back. I hope this helps someone today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.